Okay, we've got a decent sized little divot chopped out at the center. We'll start burning. Okay, here we go. We're going to let this burn. I have a piece of bamboo here. This is just cut at the nodule so that I can use it as a straw, and I'll blow down into the bottom of the hole, trying to get as much char as I can downwards instead of outwards. That's the problem I've had so far with burning the logs the other way. It seems like I'm burning the sides as much as I am in depth, and I just can't envision having a decent sized bowl by the time it burns down, plus it's taking a really long time. So I'm going to try this. I'll let it burn, get a good char, take my scraping stick, just scrape out all of that char. All I've been doing is taking this stick right here, it's a piece of oak, and I'll clean the char out, build another fire, and just keep going. I'll save you some of that, and I'll let you know how it's going as we get a little deeper. Okay guys, here we are 3 hours into the process. I've about blown through that straw till I'm out of breath. I got some good coals built up in there now. I should probably stop and scrape it out, but I got such good char going. I got some bigger pieces of wood on there. They're starting to catch up and burn. I'm gonna let it burn a little bit and take a stick and try to push those coals down into the bottom and see if I can get it to start going deeper now. As you can tell, it's burning out pretty even. It seems like it's following the grain of the wood. It's windy today, so I keep rotating my piece of wood so that it doesn't just burn to one side. But like I said, there's a lot of huffing and blowing through a piece of bamboo. I'll show it to you when I get ready to dig it out. We'll see how deep we went. Okay guys, we're all burned down now, and I'm going to go ahead and tip this thing over and scrape it out. See if I can get you where you can see. Well, this is going to take a little bit more work and another fire, so I'll get back with you in a little bit. Okay, here we are all scraped out. That's the old Becker you see stuck in there, so you know, it's probably that deep. Look at that, done cut myself again. I tell you what, every time I work on these projects, I tear my hands all to pieces. I have got to learn to start wearing gloves. Anyway, I'm not really happy with the shape. It's still kind of rough in the bottom. We're going to burn it one more time. Okay, hopefully what'll be the last fire is in there burning now. And it's big enough now that I can put a little bit bigger stuff in it. And I think that way I can get some bigger coals. And once I get a hotbed of coals, it'll settle down into the bottom. I'll take my bamboo and start blowing right down in the very bottom of it. Maybe I can get that a little bit deeper. I think it might be, well, it'll hold enough water now, but I don't think I can put the number of rocks in it that I'm going to need to get the water to boil. I think I better have at least twice as much room as what I need, because my rocks aren't the smallest in the world, and I want them big enough to hold some heat. So I'm going to try to get a little bit deeper. Okay, we got our fire going good now. And I put some oyster shells around the top of it, try to keep the top from burning. I'm going to hand the camera to my son Hunter, and he's going to hold it and I'm going to blow on it. I'm going to show you what it looks like as I blow on it. Hold the camera steady now, Hunter man. just cracked my bamboo stick. Oh well. There's plenty more where that come from. Hopefully this will be the last burn. Alright guys, we really got it going now. I'm able to burn some bigger stuff in there. That's at least 3 fingers big, and it's about 6 to 7 inches long. So we've got a decent fire going, and look at that char on the outside edge. See if I can get it in just a little bit here. Or maybe not. We'll just do this. But very nice charring. It's rounding out nicely. I just have to keep rotating my log here so that the where it gets thinner is the way that the wind's blowing. So as the wind changes direction, I just have to keep turning it so that I keep an even burn, because I want it to be kind of in the center. And when I come back, I think I got another plan for this tonight before I scrape it out. I'm not going to try to boil the water tonight. It's getting a little late, but I got a plan to do something else with this thing. Stand by, I'll show you. Well, you may be wondering, what do you do all day while you're waiting on this thing to burn out? I started this before lunch. It's almost 7 o'clock in the evening. Well, you double task. You do whatever you can. Sharpen your axe, sharpen up your knife, get all your tools cleaned up, chop some firewood, whatever other chores might need to be done. But most of all, start thinking about supper. That's what I'm going to do. How about cooking some chicken breasts while we burn out the bowl? Final burn. I'll dig it out day after tomorrow when I'm back home, and we'll go for the boil test. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you later. Okay, we finished the burnout. I've scraped off 1/2 of the char. Still got some more scraping to do. I'm going to finish this up and then scrape it out with an oyster shell. I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. Wow guys, I thought the hard part was going to be burning this thing out, and it turned out to be the easy part. Now I'm taking a rock and scraping the charcoal and trying to get some of this black out of here so it doesn't turn my water so black. I've also got a couple of these oyster shells. I'm going to use that to scrape the inside too. We'll see how well we can get it cleaned up. I tell you what guys, that rock and those oyster shells are really cutting this thing down. Look, I want to show you this. Look at that fine powder that's coming out of there. That's that burnt, charred up material I'm scraping out. It's about half wood and about half char. I'm gonna hold on to that. That might be good for something here a little later on. You never can tell. But I'm gonna keep on scraping this puppy until I get back down to some wood. I'll show you some end results. We get ready to boil water. Getting close. Alright guys, that's about as good as it's going to get tonight. Of course, had some camera issues. It's getting late on me, so I'll have to save the boil test for tomorrow. But several oyster shells, a couple of rocks, and a lot of grinding later, and I think we'll be ready to go.